You're listening to Sip and Grow the podcast, the show where we taste awesome, delicious wines while having unfiltered conversations about our passions, experiences, struggles, entrepreneurship, and life. My name is Nicole Di Pasquale, and I'm a wine enthusiast just trying to pursue her passions and dreams while taking you on the journey with me, one episode at a time. My ultimate goal is to not only bring you wine knowledge and value, but also inspire you to enjoy your process and journey in pursuing your passions and dreams. Because guess what? The person you become while enduring the process is more important. So sit back, grab a glass, and let's sip and grow together. Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sip and Grow the podcast with me, your host, Nicole Di Pasquale. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve and are, starting off your new year great and with amazing goals set for the year, because I know I have my goals set for this year, and I am doing everything and anything possible to reach them and reach higher goals. So, as we all should. But today we'll be talking a little bit about that. But before I do, let's open up this wine and we'll talk about this wine and then open up the wine, and then we can talk about our intentions for the year, to see if you guys have done anything to create a plan of action for, or have actionable steps to reach the goals for this new year that we are in currently. And I'm excited because every time New Year's comes, it's like a really great way to refresh what you want to do and kind of put in or make some changes to what your plans are, which is never a bad thing. It's always a good thing to analyze where you're at and where you want to go and kind of make the changes necessary to get there. So today I have an Avaline wine again. So Avaline, I have brought it on the podcast before. It's basically a brand run by Cameron Diaz and Catherine Power. They really created this brand to put out into the world wines that are made with 100% organic grapes, have zero sugar in them, and have no unwanted additives. They just had a goal to kind of get the cleanest, most natural wine out there, and they just wanted to partner with growers around the world, so it can be from any country, it doesn't have to be from the United States, that have sustainable practices, farming practices, and stick to the natural way of producing wine. And that's exactly what they did. So they source these growers from all over the world, and they kind of just put their label on it and give you a backstory to each of the wines and where they came from. And I just love their branding. It's very clean cut and straightforward. Today I have a Cabernet Sauvignon, and the only thing I couldn't find was the vintage of it, which that's my only critique. I feel like not other wines have the vintage of the wine on here, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay because I think this specific wine is actually one of their best sellers, the Cabernet Sauvignon. It costs $30. But this specific Cabernet is actually from a winery in Washington State. It's from a winery called Tagaris Winery. They're located in the Columbia River Gorge in Washington State. And the background on that producer, as I open up the wine, I'll explain to you their background. They basically are a family that has been making wine since the 1300s. So they're originally from Greece, and their family, ancestors, have been making wine since the 1300s, and they migrated or immigrated to the United States in the 20th century and continued their winemaking business here in the States and created that winery in Washington State. And they do practice they do have sustainable like farming practices. So one of the things I was reading up on them is that they do have a drip irrigation system. So drip irrigation is basically like a micro irrigation system where it slowly drips water. It kind of saves you from like water usage, I guess. So you don't use as much water. You only use the water necessary, but it basically like slowly drips the water into the soil when necessary, basically. And it could either be placed on top of the soil or under the soil. But it's like one of those practices that kind of it's like a sustainable practice. I know where I worked, we had dry farming, so we didn't have an irrigation system. We basically just let the nature do its thing, which is also a great system to go by. But they have that, and then they also have a couple like sustainable practices involving like energy use. So like they'll have like insulated tanks or automated systems so that they don't need like the machinery doesn't need to be on as long as it like the whole day. Like it'll just like turn off when it needs to. So they have stuff like that. But I found it cool that they kind of just immigrated to the United States and kept on with their winemaking business, but here. I think that's awesome. And I love that their background is Greek. So, which I need to bring on more Greek wines on here. I did bring on one time an Assyrtiko wine, which was phenomenal. But I definitely need to bring in some more wines from Greece because that's another country that I'm not like I don't drink a lot of Greek wines, so I should start bringing that on as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and taste the wine, and then we can talk about all of like our New Year's goals and resolutions and intentions. Because why not? You know, let's manifest together and make sure that we get exactly what we want this year. So immediately the color is already beautiful for a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's giving me plum purple, or like yeah, like between ruby red to like almost like a dark purple color, which is nice. Or like a plum purple color, I should say. Oh, it's giving me hints of like cacao on the nose and like very spicy notes as well, with like dark red fruit notes. So like cherry, plum, and then there's something else in there. No, that's like the spiciness to it. Like I even get a hint of like vanilla on the nose as well. Let's go ahead and try it. Oh wow. That's like really smooth for a Cabernet. I would say like that's really good. I would say it's not the most complex Cabernet Sauvignon I've had. It's heavy on the red fruit notes, and then there's like yeah, like the hint of cacao comes through, but then that's basically it. Like the spiciness on the nose, I don't taste it on there. The tannins are present, but they're not intense, and it goes down smoothly. It's almost perfumey on the note. So like it's like it has like hibiscus taste to it as well. So I would say it's like red fruit notes, hibiscus, and a hint of like cacao. Honestly, not my favorite Cabernet Sauvignon. It's not bad, but I wouldn't like if I wanted to show someone like a really good Cabernet Sauvignon, like this wouldn't be like my first choice. But I think it is a solid like Cabernet Sauvignon if you want to drink like, especially if you want to drink like a natural wine. Like I think it's definitely a good go-to. Is it on my top list of Cabernet Sauvignons? Probably not, but I would rate this 7.5, 7.5 out of 10. It's not bad at all. I would definitely like get it every once in a while, but I actually prefer from them, I prefer their Pinot Noir. Like out of all the ones I've tried so far, I think their Pinot Noir has been my favorite, which is crazy because like because their Pinot Noir is also like very it's a solid Pinot Noir, but like it's like like a basic Pinot Noir, if that makes sense. It's like, I don't know, not as complex as other Pinot Noirs I've tried. But overall, my rating would be, yeah, the 7.5 out of 10. Not bad. It's $30. I will go ahead and link it in the show notes so that you guys could check it out if you're interested. Again, this is a really good option too if you're like vegan or you want to do something that gives you the exact amount of like calories that you're intaking. Like this in the front, it gives you, or no, in the front, no, in the back. It gives you the calorie intake per 6 fluid ounces, which is 114, and then the carbohydrates and the fat and protein. Well, there's no fat and protein in this, but if you're kind of conscious with what you're putting into your body and you want something 100% made of like organic grapes, natural wine, all that fun stuff, vegan, zero sugar, because it doesn't have any sugar in here. It just has like the natural stuff. Basically, this is a really good option. But anyways, as we drink this 114 calorie per 6 fluid ounces wine, let's talk about our New Year's resolutions. Let's talk about, not New Year's resolutions, let's talk about this new year. This morning, I was actually at my yoga class, of course, always in yoga. I was reminded about doing everything with like integrity, right? Which is something I live for through and through, 100%, like believe in that you should do everything, aligning with your morals, values, and have integrity in everything that you do. And I was like thinking about it and I'm like, okay, well, like, do you do everything like with integrity, right? Because I think in the morning he was like talking about how sometimes we do like certain poses or like movements and we don't have like the awareness that we need and we're essentially doing the pose wrong. So in the long run, we end up losing because we're not fully doing the movement how we should. And it's them, like if you don't fully do something the way you should do it, you're not going to get full benefits from it, right? And that goes for anything, not only exercise, but for anything and everything you do, which goes to show that like one of my favorite quotes in about life in general is like, I live by like how you do one thing is how you do everything. Which doesn't mean that like you're like if you do a lot like one thing wrong like you're screwed for life and like you can never come back. That's not what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, every day is a good day to be better and do better. It's never like the wrong time to do the right thing. So like it's all about like awareness and like understanding like, okay, oh, that's a big bug. Okay, like is what I did today really serving me and serving what I want to accomplish this year? Let's just keep it at that, right? And if it's not, then like what do I need to change or what do I need to improve on in order to be able to do better, in order to reach my goal faster or to reach what I want to reach, right? And I think the key to all of this is like having self-awareness, because when you have self-awareness, you can hold yourself accountable for certain things. And like I have enough self-awareness to be like, okay, cool, like today I really wanted to like work out. I'm just throwing an example, but I didn't do that. But like I understand that like if I don't do the strength training that I need to do and I end up getting into a habit or a pattern of like not doing my strength training, then I might start having some knee problems again, or I might start hurting around my knee because I had surgery on my knee. And like I understand the importance of feeding my body whole foods and like training my body to do the things that I do on the daily basis, because I still want to play soccer till the day that like I'm 80, hopefully, whatever. Obviously, I'm not going to be playing like, a professional soccer league at 80 years old, but like I want to be able to play. I like playing sports and I want to be able to play sports until a very old age. And like it's just like part of who I am and like what I enjoy doing. And I know in order to play sports, I need to be mobile. I need to have strength in all my muscles. And like I tore my ACL, MCL, meniscus, which that's a story for another time. But I know that like if I don't keep up with strength training and doing what I need to do, ooh, it's getting windy. Don't fall on me. And if I don't keep up with what I need to do, then my body is probably not going to be able to play as best as it can play when doing certain sports. And like it's more prone to getting injured in doing those sports than if I were to keep up with my strength training and my mobility and my stretching and all these things. And like everything is connected, and that goes for everything in general, but like I'm just using sports as like an analogy, but like I don't know why there's so many planes that come around here every time I'm filming, but whatever. Basically, it's like if you don't do the things that you need to do in order to accomplish or be able to enjoy the things that you want to enjoy, then one way or another, your body's going to compensate. Like in the sports aspect of things, like if I don't keep up with the training that I need to in order to like maintain my body 100%, like I am putting my body at a higher risk of getting injured doing the sports that I do. And that's just the reality of the situation. So like, I feel like I created my vision board this year on the 31st. So I already have my vision board. It's up in my room. I know exactly what I am wanting to manifest for this year and the goals that I want to reach this year. And I already know that they will be reached. I have no doubt about that. I don't know the how, but I know that it will happen. And that's how it goes for anything. But I know that there are certain actionable steps that I need to do on the daily in order to reach those goals, so that it's okay to have an off day. It's okay to like not do everything that you need to do one day, but for the general aspect of it, you need to have a system in place. You need to have certain habits created in order to progressively reach those goals that you want to reach. And you need to take action towards those goals each day. Even if it's a small little step, that little step makes the biggest difference. It makes a huge difference. It makes the biggest difference in getting to you where you need to get to. But it's all about accountability. It's all about self-awareness, and also like asking others for help when you need to, like support. We've talked about support systems and how important support systems are. But I challenge you, if you haven't already, take some time to like either, if creating a vision board is for you, then create a vision board. If it's not for you, take some time with a blank sheet of paper and write down 10 things that you want to accomplish this year. Like make it super simple. You don't even have to like get detailed. I get detailed because that's where I'm at right now, and I'm like, yo, this is the order. We're gonna do this. I have a very big order for life in general, always. But I challenge you to just take some time to yourself, really think about what you want to do, what goals you want to reach this year. And then once you have them physically in paper, okay, cool. Now every day, take an actionable step towards those goals. And come back at me December 31st, 2025, and see where you're at. And I promise you, you probably have surpassed those 10 things that you wrote down, because that's the name of the game. That is the name of the game. And this is if you do everything right. Like if you do everything with awareness, with integrity. And it's like I said, like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So like you need to be more conscious of what you're doing daily, and you need to have the self-awareness to be like, okay, cool, I'm doing this every day. This is actually not going to get me to the place that I want to get to. So you know what? We're going to adjust this thing that I'm doing, and we're going to do better. And then the next day you do better. And then the next day you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like doing better wasn't that bad. Like let me do better again. And then you kind of just like create that new healthy habit. And that's what's ultimately going to be the little change that you make. Is that's what's going to help you get to where you want to get to. But if you keep on thinking that like doing the same thing over and over again is going to get you the results you want, that's the definition of insanity. Like it's not. Like you need to have that awareness to be like, I'm doing this, but I really shouldn't be doing this to get to where I want to go. So we're going to just reevaluate, and rethink that situation, and we're gonna do this, and then that's it. But anyways, what are your goals? What are your intentions? Set them, hang them up in a wall in your room or wherever you kind of just can look at daily. Because I do think visually seeing your goals helps as well. That's why I believe in like vision boards. But do whatever you need to do in order to accomplish the goals for this year. And I'm over here cheering for you. Like, I promise you, if you do that and you take actionable steps towards your goals, you're gonna surprise yourself this year and surpass where you thought you were gonna get to. I promise you. I promise you. But anyways, let me know if you try out this wine. Let me know if you like it or if you don't. Again, my rating was 7.5 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's not my number one cab, but like I would buy it every now and then to drink. But yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all on the next one. Cheers.